Welcome to another episode of Ruggers, and it's once again ranking time. The rankings has just been posted early this morning, and I've already had 238 and a half phone calls and messages. The one half phone call was from a mommy that was very disappointed because their team moved down 2 positions, even though they did win for the day. So let me explain quickly again. Our system is based on historical results. So what happened last year to you does have an influence on what happened this year. And to the surprise of this mother, and I think a few other people, if a school that's below you in the 1 week's ranking and you both win, but the other school earn more points than you with the win, then obviously he'll go past you. So mommy, ek is jammer, but that's how it works. Okay, let's have a look at the top 10. Very interesting weekend. The top 4 schools either lost or they had a draw, and that influenced one of them, and the other 3 still sitting cozy at the top. Great College drew 17 all against Oakdale at Oakdale, and they lost, I think, almost 2 points because of the draw, but they are still at number 1. Number 2, still Paul Gim. They lost 26-29 to Office. They also almost lost 2 ranking points, but the cushion they built up at the top was more than enough to keep them there also. Number 3, shame, Paul Boys High. They lost, I think that was maybe the biggest upset. They lost to Rondebosch 19-22 at home. That also cost them a lot of ranking points. And quite interesting, if Paul Boys High won with 15 points or more against Rondebosch, they would have moved into the number 1 spot. So that's how close it is at the top. Those 3 at the top, there is still a little bit of room for them to move in, but I presume after Wilderklaver, if they don't perform, we'll definitely see a new number 1 in South Africa. Then the number 4 team that we all expected a lot from is Monash. Monash has been taking it easy for the past 2 weeks. They had a good win against Nelspruit, 38-16. So they moved up 1 position to number 4. Number 5, Paul Roos is back again. And I cannot say, I think Paul Roos and Office was the 2 teams we all wrote off at the beginning of the season, and I think that's the 2 teams that's really surprising us. Paul Roos drew after, I think they trailed by 20 points against Bishops, who was one of the favourites for this year, and they managed to draw, I think, the try in the last minute or so, 38 all. So they gained a lot of points because they were ranked below Bishops. They're the one that gained points because of the draw. So they had number 5. Number 6, Office win against Paul Gim was celebrated at a lot of places, and unhappiness at a lot of other places. They move up 3 positions after that great win against Paul Gim. Bishops, like I said, drew to Paul Roos, but because they were the better ranked team, they lost points, so they dropped down 3 positions to number 7. Number 8, Garsfontein. Garsfontein haven't played for the past 2 weeks, and we'll see that also now at the end of the year when Garsfontein and these schools are still playing in the Noordval competition, and the Western Cape schools have stopped playing rugby in KwaZulu-Natal. You'll see the schools from Noordval still moving up on the rankings because of the inactivity of the Western Cape schools. So Garsfontein is not in it, so they can't get any points, so they dropped down 2 positions to number 8. Oakdale, brilliant draw against Great College. They gained 2 points. They at number 9. And then Outeniqua, although they had a 47-22 win against Durbanville, they didn't earn any points for their win because Durbanville is ranked less or more than 10 ranking points below them. Remember that rule. If you play a team that's got 10 or more ranking points less than you, you can't earn a thing points even if you beat them. If the team is ranked 20 ranking points or less than you, that you automatically, it doesn't matter if you win by 1 million points or what, you automatically lose 1 point. So yeah, Wilderklawe will be quite important because the top schools are playing each other. Boys High doesn't have the best apart from Monas. I don't think they're going to earn any points for a win. Paul Gym and Great College play each other. So maybe a new top 10 after next weekend's Wilderklawe. Then let's have a look at a new entry. Let's play David Gresham, a new entry in the top 20. Framesby after a good win against Daniel Pienaar of 56. So Framesby is moving up. In the top 50, we've got St. Stithians that moved up, although they did not play. Last week on number 50 was Dale College. Dale College lost to Queen's College, and that's the reason why Dale College dropped with 1 position, and St. Stithians, although they didn't play, moved up 1 position. Sien mama, dis hoe dit werk. All right, and then the top 100, Central made a big move, 9 points up, coming at number 100, because of a great win of 31 points to 10 against Louis Botha. Then a lot of people phoned me and said they didn't realize you could interpret the rankings in this way also. So let's have a look at the top 5 schools that's performing outside of their normal bracket, outside of their normal bracket. So they're performing way better than what they are supposed to if we take the rankings into account. And so we're taking the top 150 because if you go past the top 150, it does become ridiculous. You'll find a school moving up 20, 30 positions in a week. That's how the rankings is calculated. Nothing we can do. So let's have a look at the top 5 schools in the top 150 who performs out of their boots. Number 1, still Worcester Gym. They had a great win of 50-10 against Punt. They by miles number 1, and they rank currently at 92. Then secondly, the big surprise. 2 weeks ago I said you'll seldom find a school in the top 20, top 30 that will be on this list because it's a lot more difficult for those schools to perform outside of their expected bracket. But Peter Ingledow obviously is doing something right at DHS. So the second best school moving up on the rankings, and that's not the positions, how many positions on the rankings, that's how many ranking points he accumulates during the season. So DHS is number 2. They currently rank 33rd, and after a great win, some say unexpected win against Maritzburg College, but 38-18 for Peter and his DHS boys, brilliant stuff. Then the third school is the Anker really doing well in the Pucker series and that kind of stuff. And although they lost 10-21 against Noordheuwel over the weekend, they are still on the third best position of improving their ranking points. Number 4, our big friends there in the Limpopo, I think, Limpopo, is Merensky. They had a good win of 48-5 against Hans Strydom. So they moved up, they're at number 118. I think they moved up 5 or 6 positions, but they're the 4th best performing school from last year, if you take last year's position. And then number 5 is Wittenberg. Wittenberg currently ranked 91. They had a great win against Henty Sillier of 29 points to 0. So that's an interesting way to use the rankings in a logical way, if I can put it like that. Measure your school to where they are, where they were next year, not on the place on the rankings, but rather on their ranking points. See how they improve, and then you compare it with the rest of the country, and then you fire your head of rugby or your first 15 coach or whatever the rankings that you interpret, whatever the rankings is for. Next week, Monday, tomorrow, we launched the under 16s, quite a lot of surprises. But if you want to be ranked, all those guys, mummies and poppies from the under 16 age levels, sent me the reports. You can have a look on our website at the fixture list. It shows what under 16 results we have. And yeah, if you don't send the rankings, we really try to get your scores and everything, but sometimes it's impossible. So yeah, but that's the rankings. Next weekend, will we see a new leader? Well, it all depends, I think, mainly between Paarlgym and Great College. Paarlgym plays Helpmekaar at Wilderklawe the first day, and Great College the second day. Great College plays somebody that they will beat. So yeah, number one spot will be determined with who wins between Paarlgym, Great College, next week, Monday, I think, in the last match of the Wilderklawe. Go and see it, check it out. But that's it. That's the rankings for the weekend. Interesting, not interesting. Great stuff. Enjoy your week.